Welcome to today's explainer. Instead of our usual highly technical case studies, today we're going to dive into something a bit different. We're going to walk through a beautiful story, a financial fable, if you will. It's this wonderful tale about family, a bustling neighborhood business, and how absolutely massive dreams are built on the foundation of small, practical steps. Think of it as a storybook that just happens to hold the ultimate secrets to managing a small business perfectly. So get comfortable and let's begin our story. Our story kicks off with a simple yet, honestly, profound question. Imagine curious little Mateo. He's this boy who just loves helping out at his local neighborhood store. One afternoon, he looks up at the wise, elderly shopkeeper, Don Lucho, who's busy scribbling numbers in a little notebook. And Mateo asks, "How do you know if your store is doing well?" I mean, it's the ultimate question every single business owner faces, isn't it? To set the scene for you, we're in this peaceful, vibrant neighborhood. It's exactly the kind of place filled with parks and children playing outside until dusk. And right at the heart of it all is La Tienda de Don Lucho. Now, it's not huge, it's not some ultra-modern supermarket, but man, is it bursting with life. We're talking fresh fruit, warm bread, colorful candies everywhere. Mateo and his inseparable, equally inquisitive sister Valentina, they visit the store literally every day after school. And Don Lucho, who greets everyone with this sincere, warm smile, is about to give them an absolute masterclass in business. So Don Lucho answers Mateo's question with a knowing smile. He tells the kids that to know if a store is actually doing well, you have to track what you sell, what you spend, and what you earn. When Valentina asks what earning money really means, Don Lucho gives us this perfect definition. He says, profit is simply the money that remains after recovering the exact amount you spent on a product. It's not all the cash sitting in the register. Nope. It's exactly what is left over. Don Lucho uses a brilliant little example to make this crystal clear for the kids. He says, okay, imagine he buys a box of juices for 20 sols. He then sells those juices to his customers and collects 30 sols. Mateo, counting on his fingers, realizes, hey, there are 10 sols left over. That difference, that is the hard-earned profits. But Don Lucho also warns them, if he spends way too much or fails to sell his products, he loses money. Suddenly, it clicks for the kids. Running a business actually requires some serious, careful administration. Which brings us to part one of our story, the lemonade stand and calculating the initial investment. The very next day, buzzing with inspiration, Valentina suggests they try selling something themselves. We can make lemonade, Mateo shouts. With their parents' full support, they set out to build their very first business. But first, they need a highly practical tip for managing costs effectively: itemizing expenses. Their mother sits them down to track every single item required to start. So lemons are 8 sols, sugar is 5, cups are 4, and ice is 3. Adding it all up gives them a total initial investment of exactly 20 sols. You see, you literally cannot manage costs if you don't track them line by line, just like this. It's a fantastic habit to build, no matter how big or small your business is. To really drive that point home, their dad gives them this golden rule of small business. He tells them, before selling any product, you must always know how much money you are investing. Valentina diligently writes this down. She knows that to be successful like Don Lucho, they must sell enough lemonade, not just to make some money, but to recover those 20 sols first, before they can claim even a single coin as actual profit. Saturday morning arrives. They set up a bright sign that reads refreshing lemonade, and the neighbors absolutely flock to their stand. It's a huge success. After hours of hard work, Mateo collecting the cash and Valentina carefully tracking every single sale, they sell out completely. They eagerly count their money and discover they've collected 35 sols in total revenue. But comparing it to their 20 sol investment, well, did they actually make a profit? The math reveals the truth. The tall revenue bar hits 35 sols, but we have to subtract the middle bar, their initial costs of 20 sols. That leaves the final step, a clear, undeniable profit of 15 sols. The kids are just ecstatic. They rush right back to Don Lucho's shop that very afternoon to share their massive triumph, proving they actually understand how a real business functions. Moving right along to part 2, the 3 envelopes of savings and Don Lucho's secret to money management. So, when the kids rush back to share their triumph, Don Lucho listens with immense pride. But when Valentina asks if business owners just get to keep all that profit, he reveals a really surprising secret. He opens a drawer and pulls out 3 plain envelopes. He explains that he never ever spends all his profit in one place. Instead, he divides his earnings into 3 equal slices. One slice goes to expenses, to buy more products so he can keep the store running.
The second slice goes directly into savings. And the third slice, that is the actual profit, meant to be used for important personal needs.
Now, you might be wondering, why does this envelope method even matter? Well, organizing your money this way allows you to pay your ongoing expenses, actively improve your business over time, create a solid safety net by saving for the future, and still fulfill your personal and family needs. Don Lucho emphasizes that folks who learn to manage their profits this way simply make much better life decisions down the road. This brings us to part 3, learning from losses, and the story of the unsold bread. Over the next few weeks, the kids start helping out more at the shop, meticulously tracking what comes in and what sells best. But, business isn't always sunny days and sold-out lemonade. On a gloomy, rainy afternoon, Don Lucho calls the kids over to show them a box of unsold stale bread. It's a stark introduction to the reality of financial loss. Concerned, Valentina asks what he does when he loses money. Don Lucho doesn't get angry at all. Instead, he shares this powerful piece of wisdom. I must learn from my mistakes and improve my decisions. Losses are basically inevitable in any venture, but treating them as data to make better purchasing choices tomorrow, that is the true hallmark of a resilient entrepreneur. This realization really hits the children hard. That night at dinner, they start asking their parents about the household finances. Their mother and father explain that, hey, a home is run just like Don Lucho's store. Food, utilities, education, and savings, all of it has to be carefully organized. Mateo realizes that money doesn't just appear by magic. Every single coin they have represents the effort, the hard work, and the careful organization of their entire family. And that leads us to our final chapter, part 4, the neighborhood challenge, a fair of small profits. Completely inspired by everything they've learned, Mateo and Valentina want to share this knowledge. With Don Lucho's help, they organize a massive neighborhood fair where kids set up stalls selling cookies, crafts, bracelets, and juices. It's a huge success, with parents and kids making sales together. At the end of the day, Don Lucho pulls out a giant poster board to issue a 5-step challenge to everyone. First, create a family sales idea. Second, note the exact invested money. Third, calculate the profit. Fourth, save a portion. And fifth, discuss smart money use as a family. It's basically a perfect blueprint for financial literacy. Addressing the crowd of happy kids and parents, Don Lucho explains the true value of what they did today. Earning a profit isn't just about having a bit more cash in your pocket. The process teaches deep responsibility. It promotes careful organization. It directly rewards hard effort. And, maybe most importantly, it encourages you to stop and really think critically before you spend. These are absolutely crucial tips for managing small business costs effectively, baked right into a fun neighborhood project. It's a beautiful transformation for the entire neighborhood, all sparked by one curious question in a little store. As they pack up the fair, Valentina shares one final inspiring thought. Small profits can also help build big dreams. It perfectly summarizes our fable today. Financial understanding isn't just for Wall Street, you guys. It starts right at the neighborhood lemonade stand. So I'll leave you with this question to ponder. What small profit or smart financial habit can you start organizing today to build your own big dream tomorrow? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.